This is the Levels Network. I'm Justin Horo, joined by the Triple OG, Willie Mason. OG, we're nearly there, brother.
Yeah. One more podcast. Couple more days.
One more podcast here in the UK. It's been a fun couple of weeks.
So fun.
It's been there's been a couple of big nights. Just before we get into it, we are so close. I'm going to get it up here. Let's get up exactly. We are at 39.7k subscribers. Let's get to 40k.
Got to get to 40.
By the end of the year. I reckon that's a nice little target to get to by the end of the year, by the end of the trip. Also, I want to just quickly, before we get into the other footy stuff, a few questions. Just talk a little bit about the Ali Katoa situation as well.
Yeah.
That's been unfolding over the last couple of days. And
he's okay.
I read this morning, trying to get the time difference and figure out, I believe it happened this morning back in Australia, Thursday morning. We're currently Thursday morning here in the UK. But apparently he is out of
intensive care.
Intensive care, and he's...
That's so good. That news is good.
Yeah, his family were able to, I think, tweet or maybe reach out on his behalf.
Said something, didn't he?
Sent out a statement.
Yeah.
So, still thoughts are with him. This is going to be a long journey for him, not only back to rugby league, but like we said on Monday, the road to getting back fully healthy. It's been through something.
Then, the repercussions. What's going to happen to them? Yeah.
Here's one thing I want to address as well, and I put this down as a note. I've seen everyone's been highly emotional about it, right? Yeah. And people, want to make sure that this obviously never happens again. Yeah. And there'll be some people that would be held accountable for it, and that's going through a due process. I really feel for Lehi Hopoate in this. For some of the stuff that I've been reading over the last week or so with the collision that he had before the game. So Lehi, I've only really seen the same replay that's been going over and over again, where Lehi and Ali were competing for the ball in the warm-up, and they had the collision initially. Yeah. And I've seen so many people hammering Lehi, and hammering him because it was a collision that a lot of people probably assumed was avoidable.
Yeah.
Right? It was in the warm-up. I don't know what the situation's like. You know how you do some kick-catch before warm-up? They're both going for the ball. They collide, and that was the first blow that Ali took.
Right.
So people have been hammering Lehi because it looks as though from the angle that you see that Lehi had a good look at where the collision was going to or where the impact could have been. He braces himself, and he's the one that hits Ali. Mate, like Mace, we've done that at training.
It's 1,000 times.
I haven't seen it in a warm up, to be fair. Never. But I've seen collisions in training before between normally wingers and fullback who are going for the ball at the same time.
They would have been practicing those little kicks because Katoa was unreal at catching the ball.
The ones
just over the little side,
like over the three men. Yeah, when you do those, it looks like it's one of those ones. I'm not 100%, but.
It's a collision sport, right?
A lot of people are really passionate about what's happening with Ali, and they've been sort of directing it in the wrong way. So I don't know if I haven't seen anyone really speak on that, but
he's up on Lehi.
We're a brotherhood.
Yeah,
he would be going through it as well.
He's seen his fucking awful. So if you are saying bullshit, just ease up on the kid.
Yeah, just can't. Like I said, everyone's a bit emotional about it still. It's still very raw. People want to find a reason to blame someone. They want accountability. They want all those things. And look, I want to see those things for Ali as well. But just make sure you direct it in the right way. Well because I know guys like Lehi who were involved in the first collision, and then there was another minor one. Well, one that should have been after the warm up should have been addressed straight away. That the fact that even though it looked like a minor one, that should have sent fucking alarm bells alert that collision in warm-up has played a part.
It's not right.
And then even Nafar Huwad at the end, like those guys that go through that situation, they're a part of, like it's contact sport, and we know that those sorts of things happen, but they would be feeling it as well, those people that are involved in it. So I just want everyone to be careful, like the way that, especially the attacks on Lehi.
When does that ever happen?
Yeah.
It's never happened.
Never seen it in a warm-up, ever. I've seen it in games and I've seen it at training sessions. Of course, yeah. I've never seen it in a warm-up before.
Never.
Yeah, so, that's where a little bit on that with the people that are involved in it as well. And like I said, I still do, like everyone, people got to be held accountable for this, and there will be rule changes implemented off the back of it. Here's one from Chad Lockwood. No one has mentioned this in the fact with regards to the Ali Katoa contact, and this is another thing I'm sure that they'll be looking very closely at. Leka Halasima was the 18th man for Tonga. So not only was Ali hurt during the warm-up, if there was any concern at all, it's not like you shouldn't do it regardless, but when you've got a great replacement like Leka on the bench in the 18th, as 18th man, that's just, mate, you just...
Straight away.
If you have any concerns about the health of one of your players, all right, sweet, let's take him out, let's put in Leka. Great opportunity for him. He's had a cracking season, and that should have been done straight away.
So just say if that was getting categorised on the field as in the warm-up, that'd be grade 1, wouldn't it?
See, what
Category
happens...
1?
I think this is where the indecision has played a part in this.
Because he was stiff, right?
Because it's so unique, Mason, I'm not making an excuse for an independent doctor in any way, but an independent doctor is there to, I'd imagine, to rule on the game. There would never be a case where I think an independent doctor's had to talk on anything pre-game before. So really unique situation. Now, I guess it'll change.
It'd have to be the trainer or someone to make the call.
And the trainer was, mate, he's made the assessment. I don't know who the trainer is. I'm not one of those guys with pitchfork as well. I want people to go because I don't know enough about the situation. I wasn't at the game. I'm not a trainer. I don't know what the coaches are thinking. I don't know what the trainers are thinking. But I hope it's given its due diligence and we do find out who made the mistake, and in some way, for sure, we'll have to pay the price for it.
Because it would have been a category 1, therefore...
It was 100% category 1. Watching the replay.
That's what I mean. So you're not allowed back on. Yeah. And he gets to play.
Yeah. And another one, and here's another part of it as well. This comes from BJ Gray's fellas. The Ali Katoa incident, how will that be viewed from the clubs? Melbourne Storm will likely be without one of their most important players for a while. In your opinion, do you think this could be a turning point for clubs where we start to see some pushback around international footy? This could be damaging for the game.
No. Yeah. I don't think so.
As much as Melbourne are going to miss him on the field, Melbourne Storm, just because of who the Melbourne Storm are, they're worried about the human.
Yes.
They're not at this point, right? Like they want to see the due diligence around what's going to happen after. But Melbourne would be focused on Ali the human.
They're not worried about the international game
before what's worried about getting him back out on the field. Yeah. So,
and you don't know how quick he can come back.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's a very unique situation. So he's going to have brain scans and all this kind of stuff, and Melbourne will do their due diligence.
Yep. We got some replies about the Tongan team. We were talking about 6 options moving forward. Do you think Isaiah Young is more of a fullback?
Yeah.
So ML412 4K wrote in. We've talked about them before, the Fayenu brothers, Latu. I think they declared for Fiji this year. I had a whole bunch of messages. I don't know what the story is there.
Really?
But they're not playing for Fiji at the moment as well, which is quite unusual. No, Samuela, so... I don't know if they were maybe injured at the back end of the season. Maybe people can let us know why they're not playing for either, because
I thought the young kid from Tigers,
Latu,
should be 6.
So he's the hybrid half 6 hooker, Latu. Yeah, that's runner. Latu. And the brother. So we've got 2 brothers.
Yeah,
Samuela is the
left side back row,
and Sione is the hybrid middle edge back row as well.
Guns.
So those are some options, and also another name that people probably haven't been talking about now for a while because he had some off-field issues is Telltale Mono. So Junior Ramon from the Dragons.
Yeah.
He had the misdemeanor off-field last year, missed a whole bunch of footy. His management has been going around trying to gauge interest for him back at NRL clubs. He has definitely shown ability that he can be a regular starter at NRL level if he can get back out on the field. So there's a couple of names for the 6 jersey for the Tongan team moving forward.
Yeah, it's so important. The fullback, the 9, the 7, the 6. They've got a good fullback in that Yongi. Obviously, Katoa was a gun. Someone's got to compliment him.
But the part with Yongi as well.
And the 9.
Yeah, the 9's a big one. We talked about
huge.
The 9. They definitely need someone to, develop in the NRL next year and really take a leap. Maybe a name that we might not have heard of. Maybe he's in the under-20s. Maybe he's New South Wales Cup or whatever. But the problem with, we're talking about Lehi Hopoate before, they've almost got like 3 really good options to play fullback as well, because you've got Lehi, Isaiah Yongi and Tolu Kola, who also plays in the centres. So
I'd rather Kola in the centres, but
so would I.
Yeah.
So would I. I'd prefer maybe
Lehi on the
if
wing.
they go up and Lehi's another option. He could play on the wing. Daniel Tupou is a proper OG now, so I don't know. Like, will he get to a World Cup campaign? Like, who knows? But he's been doing it for a minute.
Yeah.
That's the predicament they find. They've got, in my opinion, they've got 2 or 3 good fullbacks that maybe Isaiah Yongi. That's why I'd like to see him at least maybe given another chance in a World Cup campaign.
Like if he had a full year at 6, he would dominate.
He's definitely got the talent for it. Yeah.
But he's such a good fullback. You wouldn't want to waste his talent.
Here we go. I've got another reply from Chaz Wazzer about the state of the pitch for the game 2. It's football stadiums. The fact that they are playing test matches on fields that aren't up to NRL standard is mind-boggling. Host the Ashes in Australia until the Poms can supply an NRL standard field. Simple.
You don't reckon they're NRL standard fields?
Well, the size of the field.
Oh, okay.
So here's my thing on this, and Headingley, we're about to see a great advertisement for rugby league over here in the north. Headingley is a great rugby league field. The capacity is not going to be nowhere near that we got at Everton. It's a tough one because I'm really conflicted on it because I love the atmosphere and the stadium was state of the art.
Wembley?
It was unbelievable, but because of the size and the pitches for soccer, football version
how much shorter are they?
5 metres shorter, 94 metres it was in total.
What about the width?
I reckon they haven't said anything about the width.
I think the width is not there.
The width is not full capacity either. No way.
Like it's at least 5.
That's why we've talked about it a lot over the last 3 days, whether it's on the podcast or it's a couple of shows that we did. The width was shorter as well and that's why we didn't see any attacking flowing footy at Everton. Yeah. That's why Australia looked pedestrian. They only scored 1 try from shape and it was money, dummy, show and go. Yeah. And England didn't score any tries. It's because of the size of the pitch. So I'm conflicted on it
5 meters.
because the pitch is outstanding and the experience is awesome. But Chaz Wazzer is right. At the end of the day, we're a rugby league game. We probably should be playing on rugby league pitches.
Yeah, like
for the quality of the
Helens
game.
And Ellen Road.
Yeah. So, it's a great shout. While we're on football stadiums, live sports, that you're not the biggest fans of live sports. We went to Liverpool versus Real Madrid.
That was outstanding. The start was outstanding.
How good was it? How good was it?
How many people in that?
Ooh.
60-something-thousand?
Google, Lukey, while we're talking about this?
Versus Real. It was a great experience.
Mace is not the biggest fan of live sports
I'm
in
a
general.
big fan of soccer.
In general. Well, like AFL, you go to an AFL grand final when you leave.
Boring as well.
Well, that's my point, mate. Like outside of what do you think you could sit for the entire time through an NFL game?
Yeah.
NBA and NFL. So it's more of an American sports thing.
Yeah.
What an experience. Anfield?
Yeah, it was the record at Anfield for European game, 59,916.
59,000.
It was outstanding, the atmosphere and everything like that, when they were singing the songs and I was that's enough.
Yeah, you never walk alone beforehand.
Awesome.
Like Lukey was legitimately crying. You said you almost started crying. Don't know why. You don't know why you got caught up in it.
No. And I was just thinking, imagine if they had that before a game, like in rugby league.
Yeah.
He would fucking kill someone.
That's why we get the football fans constantly talking to us about, the level of rugby league in comparisons to rugby league. Of course, like the Premier League's the Mecca. And then once you get, the Premier League's La Liga. And then once you combine 2 of the biggest football clubs
like even
in the
before
world.
the game, like when all their fans, the Real fans were coming through, like singing their songs and the Liverpool guys, I thought it was going to be a massive all-in brawl.
Yeah.
Anyway, I left at halftime.
They do that at all the football matches, and then they'll have a roped off area where the away fans only can sit. So the reason we got blocked off, I needed to go to the toilet, so I quickly ran off in front of you guys. I can see them all coming because I knew I was going to get blocked and wouldn't be able to cross. And all the Real fans, they get a meeting spot before a game, and it'll be common for all the other teams. So whether it's Barcelona, whether it's Man United, whether it's whatever teams go, this is the spot to meet. This is okay for the away fans to meet up, and then they all sort of march in together.
Yeah, and they got fenced off and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
Carrying on a treat. So
that was great.
Liverpool 1-0 go up. They beat Real in Trent Alexander-Arnold's return, and for me and Lukey being big Liverpool fans, and Lukey asked me the question. I'd been to 2 Liverpool games whilst living over here when playing for Wakefield. That for sure just dwarfed it. Like Real Madrid against Liverpool with Trent Alexander returning, it was just unbelievable.
What about our mate Ryan, who paid £700 for those tickets? And I said, come with me. And he's trying to look for me. And then he misses a goal. Suck shit.
So we got one of the guys that's on the tour with us.
Oh, fuck.
And Mace has taken him under his wing. He's been his little, we're calling him tea bags, from Prison Break, how you always you put your pocket out and he's going to follow you. People were asking us about the tickets. It's a good point. We paid 650 quid for tickets.
Yeah.
Lukey had, because he's a Liverpool member back home in Australia, he had some website that we got on. And Mace left just before half time and started to get a little bit over it. But there's a bar downstairs. So Mace was just waiting downstairs at the bar because you can't drink inside the stadium. And then at half time, we quickly shot back up, and Mace must have been just holding Ryan there the whole time. So he had a drinking buddy down at the bar. And then McAllister scores the only goal, and it was a cracker, and it happened right in front of us. And Ryan comes up and he's like, "What happened?" He paid 650 quid.
Suck shit.
He had 650 quid. And then Mace is calling and telling him to come back down. And I said to Brian, just fuck it. You've paid good money, mate. Sit here. Tell Mace we'll see him after. And sure enough, we seen you after. But what an experience. I've been lucky enough to go to multiple football games over here, soccer games. And that was by far my favourite ever. The best experience I had. Or maybe Marseille versus PSG was
that would be good.
Was huge. Yeah. Here's a question for the boys. Comes from JR because we missed out on him with all the commitments we had at St Helens on Monday. Question for the boys. Hearing you speak about Sonny Luke and his lack of size, it got me wondering who is the best little player that you have played with, and who is a player that if they could put on just maybe 5 or 10 kilos is ten's a lot.
Much, too
you
much.
could become a completely different player with 10 kilos. But if you put on 5 kilos, they would be in the Hall of Fame immortal sort of chats. Mace, Papa Macros, they're still on board. They're still delivering for people back home. I can't wait. And I honestly cannot wait until we get back next week. I want to put in my order now, actually, because we can get our order on Sunday. As soon as we arrive back Tuesday morning,
Straight back into E-Lab.
I'll have 5 days to smash Papa Macros boxes when we get back. I can't wait for it. If you haven't ordered a Papa Macros box with us before, go onto their website, papamacros.com.au, put in the code levels30. That'll get you $30 off your first box, or put in the code levels10, which a whole heap of you have been doing already. That's for our audience. That's continued since maybe round 20 when they got involved, and that'll get you 10% off all orders. So
awesome.
$100 you spend, it only costs you 90 because you're a levels L1 from day one.
I'll give you a forward. Chocky Watmow.
Yeah.
Chocky Watmow. I reckon Chock played at about 90 kilos.
Easy.
Max. And he was that strong, fit, everything like that. So imagine if he played at like 98 or something like 95.
95, yeah.
Him and JT.
Yeah, JT.
Like JT was undersized.
Yeah, big time. That was the knock on him early on, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's too small. But he probably put on 3 kilos.
Yeah.
But that's just his genetics. But
now you're saying JT, I'm thinking of one for you. What about Matty Bowen with an extra 5 kilos?
Shit. But maybe that would take away their speed and a little bit of speed.
Yeah.
And even JT,
No, JT could use the 5.
Yeah.
Just the collision.
Just defence.
Frontline defence.
Yeah.
Like, it's good. Like, he was a guy that I imagine early on he copped a lot of traffic, but by the end he earned the respect.
Yeah.
Like, just being tough as nails.
Yeah.
Imagine if he just had an extra 5 kilos behind him.
Yeah.
He'd probably be the size of maybe Cherry with an extra 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of body shape with an extra 5 kilos.
And he's going to be an immortal anyway.
Yeah, well, he's a immortal anyway. But like imagine with 5 more.
Yeah.
That's the point. Here's another one for Manly. I'll start off in Parramatta. My man Luke, he's going to love this one. His favourite player ever.
Luke Burt. Don't you dare say that.
Luke Burt. No, not Hall of Fame.
No, I'm joking.
But Birdie was so crafty for his size.
He's a good player.
And he very rarely got wrist-sold for a smaller guy because he ducked and weaved and got in between players. If he had an extra 5 kilos, because Birdie played fucking 250 games.
Yeah, I agree.
Extra 5 kilos, it could have really served him well. And my guy at Manly, and he doesn't get enough credit for this because everyone sees all the highlights. But Stevie Matai, I had a look at this in preparation for this episode, was listed at 95 kilos. Stevie
No
Maddow
way.
was not 95 kilos. He was 90 kilos dripping wet. He wasn't naturally a huge guy, but if he had an extra 5 kilos behind those hits that he already
They'll
put
be
on,
dead.
he would be George Tafua,
Yeah.
who we seen last night too. So,
Imagine he had 5 more kilos.
because
He's the best hitter of all time.
and he doesn't get enough credit for his yardage carries and the silk and the skill and his try scoring ability too.
100%.
So if you put on a good genuine 5 kilos on Stevie Maddow, game over.
Yeah.
He'd go down. He, in my opinion, he's one of the best players that I ever played with. But in terms of across the league and maybe with the common fan, they just see the big highlights, big hit highlights.
Absolute gun.
Yeah. Speaking of guns, Jason King. He has returned because I've got a few things to say on this, Mace, because I've been big on NRL teams and players returning to clubs in official roles. So the Sea Eagles have revealed a club legend will take over from Tony Mestroff as chief executive, while also denying Daly Cherry Evans' contract saga influenced his departure. I think that's something to do with Tony Mestroff and the interview he had. But get this out. Jason King, a former club captain and premiership winner, has been appointed to replace Mestrov, moving on from his role as Executive General Manager of Legal Integrity and Risk at the NRL. Now, I have gone on record a number of times with so many different teams as saying NRL teams should not just put people in clubs that have represented the club in the past, right? Whether it's the Titans, whether it's Newcastle, but it comes up a lot with Manly. So with that being said, I don't like the signing of Jason King.
You don't?
I love it.
Oh, good. Thank God.
I love it. Kinger would be a great signing. And the reason I love it for Kinger, Jason King, is he would be a great signing for the Titans if he took the same administration role at the Titans or Newcastle or in rugby union or over here in the Super League, because I believe there are only a few guys that I played with the credentials that King has got. It's just a nice little cherry on top that he's a Manly legend. So here's some of the things that he's achieved, playing career and post-playing career. He completed his law degree whilst playing, I think, in his final year with us at 2014. So he's taken that path straight after to the NRL. He went straight into that part of his life.
Yep.
Over the last 5 or so years, he's been working with the NRL. Like I said at the start there, a part of the integrity unit last year. So just fully immersed within the NRL, the rulings, all that stuff is really going to benefit any club that he would be appointed at. But the main part, but the part I love the most about Kinger and him getting this job is the person.
Yeah.
I always refer to him as my favourite ever captain that I had during my playing career. There's always just been so much drama around that club, more so than any other club. And I know he played at 2 NRL clubs, Mace. You played at a couple, and I'm sure there were clubs and franchises that you played at where you're just like, we can't win because this is all this shit happening just constantly. And there's always had that. And he was my captain when there were dramas happening there at the time. And he always, integrity is the right word for him. Being in the integrity unit is the right word for King, because he never had agendas. He was always this, even having the credentials of what he had, he was easily the smartest person in the room with all of us footy players. But you never felt like that.
Yeah.
When you can hang around with someone who's got, intellectually maybe way in front of you, but they make you feel like it. They make you feel inferior.
Yeah.
Kinger never gave that off, even though he was always had the best. He was really articulate. He was always precise with the things that he would say in the locker room. And then my biggest thing for me is he's a club legend and he's won multiple premierships. And I don't say this lightly. I believe this signing is the best signing that Manly have had in 20 years. Okay. So I'm excited for it. I just hope the ownership, because the ownership have played a part in all the drama over the years, you can't deny that. If they can just let him work, let him go to work. Like I said before, he won't have agendas. He won't bring in people that Manly players won't come in just because they're Manly players. So I'm excited for everyone at Manly, and congratulations to Kinger. Like I said, I haven't seen Kinger since his last game, 2014. So almost 10 plus years, and I've still got that opinion of him from my time playing with him. And I wish him all the best in the role. Yeah. And I reckon Manly fans get excited because I think there's going to be some real change at the club in the next couple of years with Kinga at the helm. So I'm really excited. Some exciting news for the World Club Challenge. The Broncos have agreed to take on Hull KR in the UK.
Oh,
so the World Club Challenge is back, Mace. You've competed in the World Club Challenge. Are you happy with that news?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I think it's always been a spot for it, right? And the Pommies love it probably more than us because you listen to them. We won the World Club Challenge. We're the best club in the world. I don't think they'll win it this year.
Yeah, the Broncos. So Madge is, I read a caption and Madge just basically said it's another opportunity for them to win a trophy.
But even listen to Martin Fire.
Yeah.
Like when we beat this team, the Aussie team, they still live by it now. It's weird.
Well, for sure, right? Like it's a big, and no doubt, like I remember even for me being a guy who come over and played here in the Super League, a part of winning the Super League over here I was like, fuck, man, it'd be cool to win it because it was an opportunity to play the NRL again
team,
once you've left. So I'm glad they could work it out. We were chatting to Tristan Saylor at St Helens on Monday, and he talked about the grueling seasons that they play over here. I think he played
32 games.
32 games. Hull KR are going to be playing in Vegas. They're going to be playing this extra game now in the Challenge Cup. It's going to be a big year for Hull KR.
Massive.
Huge game. Huge year for
Glad
Hull
they
KR.
brought it back, mate.
I'm glad it's back as well. A lot of people in Australia sort of look down on it. I like the idea of it. I've always thought, I don't necessarily think it means you're the best club in the world. I think you can have an off day like Penrith have been and Wigan teams have beaten them. But I like celebrating the two competitions, and I think just like we've got with the Ashes right now, the more footy and meaningful footy in the Northern Hemisphere, the better.
Yeah.
For the growth of the game. Speaking of that, I was just about to give. I still will give them a bit of a spray in a way. Where did you get it, Lukey? England Rugby League. All right, let's get it up because I'm calming down a little bit now because we've got the squads again. So here's the thing with English Rugby League, Lukey, and you can clip this up if you like. All right, there's all this. They sort of get the shits when I guess the people in Australia say you should replicate what Australia do, the rule changes, the style of footy, we're a different game, we're a different hemisphere and all that sort of stuff. But I think with this in particular, and the team has just been announced, the squad has just been announced over here, which for the betterment of the game, we're trying to promote the game and get eyeballs on an Ashes tour that not everyone is engaged in back home. Like, let's be honest. Yeah. Like, you can walk around Leeds now, and we've been walking around Leeds, and especially on the other side, Mace, over in Liverpool. People are passionate about the game over here. Something as simple as just
naming a team.
Name the fucking team
on time.
It's Thursday at lunchtime. The game is at Saturday, so we're 48 hours, and the squad has just been announced. And you want to build up interest to the game, let us know who you're going with in the halves. Let us know,
Tuesday, right?
Why be so fucking secretive? I know in the NRL, we do a 1 to 23, and then that can change 24 hours out, and the squads get shortened, and there might be a change or two. And this isn't just, I think this is how they do it in the Super League anyway. Come on, let's build some interest into this game. I know it's a dead rubber. So let us know if there are any changes, and not just podcasts, but I imagine TV shows over here, podcasts back home. They can start talking about the changes and whether they're going to be good changes and create an interest and debate. And the fans can get involved in it.
Is there any changes?
I don't know because they've only named the fucking squad. So I'll go through the squad because we're about to get to the Australian team.
Oh, so they just named the squad?
Again, alphabetical order.
Me.
So here's the alphabetical order. I'll try predict it as best I can for our listeners. So
when do they name the actual team?
They do it like an hour out from the game. Yeah. That's what they did in the first test. For whatever reason, for the second test, they did it earlier. For some reason, I don't know why.
Mind games. It's not working.
But here we go. So Newman is in. So he's one of the big changes. So let's go through. AJ Brimson's there. Joe Burgess is in the team. So he looks like he'll be on the wing because our man Dom Young.
Yeah.
So it looks like it'll be Joe Burgess and Tommy Johnston on the wing. Herbie's obviously going to be a centre. I'm looking down to see who else is. Watkins is still in there. Yeah, he played well. Oh, Harry Newman's in. Yeah, like I mentioned. So Harry Newman might be.
Who's he from?
He's a Leeds Rhino, so I guess he was out with Johnny in that the other week because he was part of the version of the Emus that wasn't playing. He plays for Leeds. He's a bit of a hybrid back for.
He's a young kiddo.
Young, yeah, he'd be about 23, 24. He looks young.
He's a good kid.
He looks young, yeah. So I reckon he's going to be in the centres at the expense of Wardle, who's not a part of the team. Looking at the halves, so Mikey Lewis is there. Harry Newman is still. Harry Smith's still there, and George Williams are all still on the team. So is Jez Linton. And then the forward pack, Callum Watkins will be back row. Kai Pearce-Paul, Morgan Smithies, Trout's back in, who wasn't in. Wormsley still in. McMeekin, Lees, Knowles.
Yeah,
Daryl Clark. So yeah, it's hard to predict, but yeah, that's my big thing with England. Not just selfishly for us, just doing the podcast, but just let's create some interest in the game. Let's get the teams out. Let's fucking let everyone talk about the team, whether the changes are going to be good or not.
That today should be the 1 to 17.
Well, and even if you're going to name this, Mace, put it out on Tuesday when Australia put out the team, so you can start building up. And
stupid.
Yeah. It's a bit annoying. Anyway, for Australia, pretty straightforward. Kevy, there was a lot of uncertainty around whether they were going to drop some players we're talking about on Monday. Apparently, I was chatting the money. Isaiah Yeo was a big part of the decision. I think Kevy went to the playing group and he said, this doesn't come around all the time. So, in a way, making sure that respect the version of the Ashes and respect the jersey for all those things that you said.
Nice.
And Yoey said, if it was up to him, all the top tier players would play, and I believe Kevy echoed that and agree. So I feel for the emus that have just been sinking piss for 3 weeks, but sort of feel like us.
Yeah, I've been an emu.
Yeah, we've been emus for the trip as well. But yeah, 1 to 17. So Isaiah Yeo comes back in after the concussion in game 1, and Lindsay Smith goes back to the 17. So.
That's fair enough. It's fair enough. That's what I expected.
Pretty hard to break down, especially without fully knowing what the English team are going to be serving up on game day. So
the Pommies will show up. Yeah, they don't want to get swept.
Well, there was a clip for Sean Wayne after the game talking about getting emotional and talking about we don't get swept, we can't get swept. So
a little bit like Origin.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
The other big game, we have the Pac Champs final, the Kiwis versus Toa Samoa. That is a Sunday, 4 p.m. back home in Australia.
This will be a game.
That's at Combank Stadium.
I don't know where to go with this one.
Stacey Jones has named the same 17 that beat Tonga last week. So there were a few late changes in that team with Keanu Kinney in the 20 jersey, but started at fullback. And Chance is in the centres. Let me get it up here and we can sort of go through it and you can have a look at it, Mace. There we go. So Keanu Kinney, Jermaine Asako and Casey McLean on the wings, Tim McCaw and Nickel Klogstad. Congratulations to our man. This is his last ever game, Fozzie. One of the all-time greats. He'll play his last ever professional rugby league game, and I hope he will go. He will go out a winner as well. I'm on the Kiwis. Fish and Liotta up front. Nikita and Papali have been low-key really good in this series as well.
Papali's been good.
Joseph Tarpanay. And they've got Tomato Martin on the bench as the cover for Jeremy Marshall-King, right? Because he's still out for this game. Nafahu White, Aaron Clark, and Xavier Willison were all excellent against Tonga. So
it's a good
team. I'm looking over at the team that I don't think they would have had many changes that were able to beat Tonga the week before. Roger at fullback, Bizzer and Murray Talangi on the wing, Isaac Tungo and Dean Marin in the centres, Blaze and Romy in the halves, Frankie Mola up front with Payne Haas, Jaz Tavanga, Jaden Sewer, Simi Sasangi. So Jeremiah Nanai's out too.
Oh.
So Jaden Sewer comes in.
Why?
For I think he got an injury of some sort. He injured himself.
It's a big loss.
It is a big loss because he was awesome.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Chanel Harris-Tavita, Benai Uelo on the bench. I reckon Benai will start again, to be honest. And Terrell May and Josh Papali'i on the bench with. It's
going to be a brutal game.
It's going to be brutal. It's going to be good.
I think New Zealand just might tip it.
You don't think the confidence that Samoa would have got from the big win over Tonga can, because they were so close to beating the Kiwis as well in the first game.
Yeah, I think New Zealand would just be a little bit strong. I think the Kieran Foran, Dylan Brown's on another level.
Yeah.
Their outside backs, their forwards are going to match each other. Usually cancel each other out, but it's going to be just a little quality.
Junior Bowler played so well in that Tonga game. Do you think he can replicate that with that
ball
link play
playing.
through the middle? Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a tight game.
Yeah. A lot of emotion, obviously, too, because of the, I know Ali Katoa's playing for Tonga, but that's a Pacific Island. That's an Islander brother, that's going through it. So first game for anyone after the fact from that game as well is going to be emotional.
And plus Fozzie's last one.
Yeah.
They'll live for that. Big
for
time.
sure. I'm expecting Taps and Fisher Harris to have huge games for Foz.
See,
Yeah.
those blokes are animals.
Yeah. That's it for our podcast over here. We've got one more live show tomorrow. Big Tommy Burgess will be joining us in Leeds. I dare say we're going to have a few beers again. Then we're going to watch the game. I dare say we're going to have a few more beers then. Are we going to have a night off tonight? Have you targeted a night off tonight? We're about to go to Huddersfield, the birthplace of rugby league as well, too, by the way. Do a bit of a Rennie over there.
I have thought about having a day off.
Yeah.
But then I just fucking get too excited.
By the way, this hotel...
It's got a mad bar upstairs.
This is the best hotel we've stayed at the whole time. These apartments, these rooms that we've got. And then I was speaking, Georgie Tafur come out and had a few drinks with us yesterday. And he said the rooftop bar is now one of the spots, like his missus, because she's a local over here. And it's one of the new happening restaurants, bars that everyone comes to. So we've got that just above us. So
and that's,
very dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Very dangerous. But yeah, big couple of days coming up. The next time you see us on a podcast, it will be to wrap up the entire season, wrap up the Ashes, wrap up Pac Champs, back in Australia.
Back to normality.
We arrive home Tuesday morning, so we'll maybe do it Thursday morning as per. So we might see you in a week after this, but you'll look for clips on our socials as per. Thank you for everyone who's joined us throughout the Ashes series. And big thank you to the Wanderers for the trip as well. They've been awesome. Signing out from the Ashes, signing out from England.
See you later.